Regulations in US healthcare exist to restrict supply and increase demand. Regulations in UK healthcare exist to restrict both supply and demand. The user who made this ridiculous argument argued, once again, that the only correct way to make such a system work is through voluntary operation, whereby the medical industry can itself decide what practices it wishes to follow. There are numerous problems with this. The first is that if a given industry is allowed to operate on a voluntary basis, that means that any private entity, or public for that matter, can choose to follow any course of action it wishes regardless of the consequences. The people who assert voluntarism as the only valid form of government often back it up with an appeal to the invisible hand of the free market. What I will say here is the following. Whether the invisible hand of the free market has prevented a business from continuing to operate according to unscrupulous principles that cause them to lose customers in the first place is irrelevant. Someone, somewhere, has been affected. In the health industry, that will likely have impacted on someone's short-term or long-term health and potentially even cost them their lives. It really bothers me how these people fail to see that this is not a sufficient deterrent. If even one life is affected by poor business practices that could have been stopped before it even started, that is one life too many. Regulations exist to prevent this sort of thing from happening. Overregulation is a bad thing in many industries, and that's something I agree with some libertarians on, but people's health is of paramount importance. Protecting it by ensuring only qualified, competent and scrupulous medical practitioners get to practice medicine is therefore essential. And I'm sorry if you are too blinded by the dazzle of the almighty dollar to see that.